Writer's Tears Cask Strength Irish Whiskey, a blend of single pot and single malt Irish whiskeys. What's this like, and should you grab one? Stay tuned for the Whiskey Whistle. What up, my whiskey people? Mark Kaufman here for Whiskey Whistle on YouTube, sharing a little whiskey awesomeness from Winnipeg, the center of North America, bringing you another interesting Irish whiskey. And this is Writer's Tears, their Cask Strength release number 4 for the year 2021. Let me get that poured. This is a blend of single pot still Irish whiskey and single malt Irish whiskey. It does not have an age statement. There we are. But released in 2021, and it's 54.2% ABV, so quite a nice proof. And I'll just read this to you. This is from Walsh Whiskey, vintage release 2021. Well, it's actually not a vintage release, but anyway, this vintage release selects only the finest distillates of single pot still and single malt Irish whiskey, matured in exceptional American oak casks, non-chill filtered. This whiskey is full-bodied, high-strength, flavorsome whiskey, limited to 4,500 bottles only. So yes, a very small batch. That would be what? 4,500 bottles of cask strength. That's going to be, like 15 barrels or so. So yeah, quite a small batch. So American oak casks. There's no other mention here of cask information, so that's what we'll just assume there. Lightly toasted American oak. So this kind of sounds like they could be from the same distillery. All using lightly toasted American oak. And interestingly, they put on here triple distilled the Irish way. And they specifically write unmalted barley and malted barley. So what we'll do here is we'll check out the color of the whiskey, then we'll check out the legs and see what they tell us. Then we'll have a look at the, and then we'll have a look at the nose, the palate, and the finish. Neat, then with water, and then give it a Whiskey Whistle whiskey score. Let's start by checking out the color, but first of all, why not subscribe to the channel? That link is right over here. Just look for the little emblem. I think it's green. And then hit the bell, ding ding, so you're notified of future Whiskey Whistles. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up. And why not, if you're enjoying Whiskey Whistle and you're watching a lot of my content, why not support the channel on Patreon, patreon.com/Whiskey Whistle, and join the Whiskey Whistle crew. You'll get your name in the credits at the end of each video. You'll also get advanced viewing of future Whiskey Whistles, and you'll also get a fancy Whiskey Whistle etched Glencairn glass. That's the new one, with at least 3 months of support. So hopefully I'll see you there. Okay, so the color, what do we have here? That's really a dark gold, kind of like, I don't know, can I say light copper? But anyway, looks quite similar next to the copper pot still I have right here. Let me have a look. Like a little bit lighter, not quite as red. So more like 24 karat gold, but like a darker kind of a gold. So that's about the color. Okay, and we'll check the legs out in my Tuath whiskey glass. Tua? I think it's Tua. That is the official or unofficial, I think it's the official Irish whiskey glass. And I quite like it. And I think that if you can get one, you should try it because it does quite a good job of letting you smell and taste effectively. Okay, here we go. What do we see for legs? Pretty slow first legs for a cask strength. The secondary legs have begun. Pretty showy legs, actually. And, oh yeah, quite slow for the secondary legs. I think we'll have a nice, good, rich mouthfeel here, especially with that single pot still added in here. And I don't know if it's 50%, 50%. Probably there's more malt, single malt, than single pot still, just because of what it looks like production seems to be. But you never know what they decided. Okay, so on to the nose. Oh yeah, you know what? It's got quite a lot of single pot still here. And I think I know where that's from. I think that's from Kilbeggan. Really smells like Kilbeggan. It's got a plum prune type of a smell to it. So a nice sweet edge that is really adding some fun to your typical ex-bourbon cask. I think it's predominantly single pot still. Maybe it's 60%, 70%. We've got a little bit of spent coffee grounds coming through. So interestingly, you're getting a dark experience here for ex-bourbon. Really unique. Of course, there's vanilla. We've got a bit of citrus. We have some fallen apples. Well, quite interesting. Let's check out the palate neat, and then we'll add some water and see how it is. Cheers, folks. The palate as well. I really feel like we have a majority of single pot still here. We've got the plum, the vanilla, obviously. Some kind of like Vina Tarta. The fallen apples. A bit of overripe pear. Really, really lively, fruity, enjoyable finish. And that's really quite interesting. And I'm trying my best not to read the notes, which are their notes, which are right on the back, but it looks like I'm bang on here. Some fresh ripe plum, the prunes, the fallen apples, the overripe pear, some crisp citrus thrown in there as well. A little bit of orange blossom. That little bit of spent coffee grounds still in there in the palate. And we'll add a good amount of water here because I know this is going to take it. I'm guessing this is 5 to 7 years old. There we go. Wow, that's really pretty as it mixes. Look at that. You know, apparently there's a name for that, and I know Ralphie mentioned it, but I forget. The little squiggly lines that you get as I guess two liquids with the same density as they mix together. Okay, so back into the nose now for Writer's Tears, release number 4, batch 4. What do they call it? Chapter 4 for their cask strength. More vanilla. Vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. A little bit of the prune left there. A little bit of the coffee grinds. but it's really kind of shifted, sweeter, and vanillic. Much sweeter on the palate with water added. More vanilla, more sweet prune cake, the Vina Tarta. With water, the mouthfeel is very, very buttery, waxy. Still a great, sweet, fruity, delicious finish. But I dare say, I think I prefer this neat, which says a lot for this whiskey. If you are going to add some water, well, you're just going to get a little bit more of just a much sweeter version of the same thing with remnants of the unique flavors that are in there. Now, let me just read this for you. And I swear to goodness, I do not read tasting notes on bottles, but here we go. Like a ripe apple picked straight from the orchard. Ripe apple. The Writer's Tears Cask Strength Edition is a romantic trip down memory lane. They talk about wild berries, orchard fruits. They get some ginger, that's the dryness that we have here, alongside creamy pot still. So they really talk about the pot still here and its creaminess. I mentioned butteriness, but this is kind of telling me that we're looking at maybe 60-70% single pot still. So we'll see what people say about this. If you've tried this, leave me a comment. I think I need one more sip here. With water, you're getting much more of a bake shop, kind of like a boozy cake going on here, which is nice. Okay, so on to the WhiskyWhistle Whiskey Score for Writer's Tears Cask Strength. What is that going to be, folks? It's going to be 89 out of 100. You heard it, 89 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle Whiskey Score for Writer's Tears Cask Strength Edition. Pardon me, Chapter 4. Needs an Irish whiskey hug. Great stuff. It's a little pricey. And I think that the box, which I should have gotten rid of long ago, is a bit too ostentatious for what it is. I mean, it's very nice, and I'm happy that we have cardboard on the outside, but a simple box or even just no box would be probably better, and you could maybe drop the price slightly and attract more buyers. But I guess in this day and age, probably there's enough buyers for this product, aren't there? So maybe my point is moot. But anyway, so 89 points. That puts it in company with things like Macallan 12-year-old, with a little bit less than Teeling Black Pits, about the same as Glenmorangie 10. So it's in good company there. I swear to God, I see the word pears there. But anyway, very interesting whiskey. I think it's a good, decent value. A little bit pricey, but keep in mind it is small batch, and it's available about once a year, and it comes and then it's gone. So that has an effect on the price. So I hope you enjoyed watching that. Again, my name is Mark Kaufman. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, hit that like, and check me out on Patreon, okay? Take care, folks. Bye now.